Hi everyone, I'm Jordan Webb and welcome to my research proposal. My supervisor is Dr. Jia Lee at the Ontario Tech University. For my introduction, I'd like to reference Albert Bandura's 1977 definition of self-efficacy as one's own beliefs about the ability or capacity to execute the necessary behaviors to produce a successful outcome or achieve an expected goal. Further research has shown that Bandura's social cognitive theory situates self-efficacy as a key factor positively affecting performance outcomes. So therefore, a student's sense of self-efficacy will motivate student engagement and learning behaviors for success. Bandura's work also highlighted the fact that there were four sources of this motivational influence, from mastery experiences to vicarious experiences, social persuasions, and emotional and physiological states. To provide a personal context, I've been a professor at Sheridan College since 2018, teaching both in the traditional face-to-face classrooms and in online learning environments. I teach foundational skills to students of the skilled trades. Skilled trades could include electrical, plumbing, welding, tool and die, CNC, and precision machining. Foundational courses can include things as mathematics, communications, computer applications, and business. After the COVID-19 pandemic, some of these foundational courses never moved back to the traditional face-to-face classroom and stayed in the online learning space exclusively. From my personal observations, I've noticed that students lack motivation and engagement in online courses, such as a communication course like industrial workplace preparation. I've found that students of the skilled trades who prefer to learn through hands-on learning and experiential learning find it challenging to learn in an online space. My personal research goals are this. I want to be able to create enriched, dynamic, interactive online learning experiences that maximize students' perceptions of satisfaction and enjoyment of the learning process, which increases their motivation and engagement to successfully meet learning outcomes. The goal is to provide insight into online course design and teaching pedagogy to challenge students' cognitive and social skills development, positively maximizing the learning experience. Also, the goal is to uncover the dynamics of the factors associated with student perception of self-efficacy beliefs, which will create an amazing academic learning environment where students can enjoy learning while developing critical career skills. Paradigms and frameworks. I will take a post-positivist approach to my research design. I believe there is an absolute truth out there that we can measure that truth and agree upon it. I will adopt a quantitative correlational design to my research. My research will fit in a framework of social cognitive theory outlined by Bandura in 1977 and self-determination theory provided by Deci and Ryan in 2000. This leads me to my research questions, and I have three of them. Number one, what statistically significant variables can be identified that contribute to students' perceptions of self-efficacy beliefs in online learning environments? Number two, what statistically significant variables can be identified that contribute to students' perceptions of their motivation and engagement in online learning environments? And finally, number three, how did students' perceptions of efficacy affect their motivations and engagement in online learning environments. To answer my research questions, identify gaps within the research, and to design my own research study, let's look at a few examples from the current literature that exists. In a mixed methods analysis, Alamri in 2021 dimensionally coded for variables of evaluation, technical, psychological, and academic that affect students' perceptions of self-efficacy, addressing my first research question. In 2023, Brown and others did a quantitative intervention study finding a lack of motivation and engagement with regard to struggles with mental health, gaining insights into my second research question. Prox and Housel in 2021 did a quantitative survey descriptive analysis finding that mental health challenges and technological issues affect online efficacy and engagement, which addresses my third research question. And finally, Yan and others in 2022 performed a qualitative interview analysis coding on dimensions of sense of spatial difference, self-controllability, online formative assessment, IT factors, and online learning motivation, addressing all three of my research questions. Further research shows that from Tres Palacios and others in 2023 analyzed coded variables of self-efficacy perceptions on dimensions of an ability to complete an online course, interact socially with classmates, handle tools in a learning management system, interact with instructors in an online course, and interact with classmates for academic purpose. This gives me more insight into my first research question. Interestingly, intervention studies that implemented a nudge protocol by Brown and others in 2023, or a motivational goal engagement treatment by Ham and others in 2019, to a gamification design by Say and others in 2018, all demonstrated improved student engagement compared to their respective controls. Also, there was an importance of IT training and support for both teachers and students from multiple studies. Identifying research gaps and insights. There was very little research specifically with skilled trade students and online learning. None of the research had a consistent definition of student engagement, and definitions range from Brown and others in 2023 as course learning analytics data by counting number of mouse clicks, to Dumford and Miller in 2018 as student involvement in educationally purposeful activities, to Sani in 2023 as highly activated and pleasurable emotional, behavioral, and cognitive involvement in academic activities. So I will need to identify in my research a clear definition of how I'm going to be measuring engagement and defining that. And finally, I'd like to share my proposed methodology for my research study. The participants. The sample population will be drawn from all students enrolled in skilled trades certificate and diploma programs at Sheridan College in the first and second year of academic study. Participants will be selected from student enrollment in the online communications course Industrial Workplace Preparation. The sample. Sampling will occur across a one-year academic interval encompassing 3 terms: fall of 2024, winter of 2025, and summer of 2025. A systematic sampling method will be utilized for this study. Instruments and measures. Students will be given an adapted version of the National Survey of Student Engagement, or the NSSE, instrument measure. A noted concern of the NSSE, as reported by Dumford and Miller in 2018, is that it was not designed to survey online learning environments and was subjective in relying on self-reporting measures. Course learning analytic data will be gathered from participants about the nature and frequency of the student interactions with the learning management system that measure engagement. Data will include students' formative assessment scores on tests, assignments, quizzes, etc., in addition to counts of student interaction with synchronous and time spent with asynchronous material. Demographic data will also be collected following the Tri-Council policy statement of research ethics. The data analysis. A correlational statistical analysis using the IBM software SPSS will be conducted. A descriptive analysis of coded identifiers of engagement and academic performance will be analyzed for correlation. Some predicted findings. Measured levels of students' engagement correlate to students' perceptions of self-efficacy and academic success. I hope to have more variables that are identified that correlate students' perception of self-efficacy, engagement, and motivation. And finally, I hope to gain insight into students' perceptions of online learning that can lead to better course design for future online learning environments. A few limitations and controls. General findings will be limited to only Sheridan College students in skilled trades programs. Reliability and validity will also have to be accounted for in the study. This concludes my research proposal, and thank you to all who took the time to listen. And here is a list of references. And this is my second page of references. Thank you very much.